This video is about the dates in the pre-filter. There is a field, the date. We will create pre-filters, also the date field. Date pre-filter, FL date. We set the date type. You see, in the rows part we have the date field without date time. That is there the format YMD. And here we have to use exactly the same. I strongly recommend you to use the same. That is, if here YMD, then here you should also use YMD without date time. Thus, when it is empty, it does not filter anything. Next, we can choose here, for example, a date for the 9th, say go, and we'll get a row or rows related to the 9th. If you have date here, but date time here, they won't work because date time doesn't equal date, and pre-filters work by full match, and they won't match. But this is possible with interval pre-filters. Let's make the date an interval starting pre-filter. We set it interval start pre-filter, save. And now we see everything later than the 9th, including the 9th. Now consider the following point. Let it be, for example, date time here. Save. Date time interval pre-filter will work. Let's edit the width here to see more. 150. Save. But here's the point. Here we have 00 right away. And it turns out that the 9th day, which we have here, is not selected in the interval, because there is no 00 there. If we want to select all days, including the beginning of the interval, regardless of the specified time, we choose 1300. If we want this selection to display the 9th day as well, we do the following: we create a technical field in the prefilter, which is visible only to the creator and not visible to the user. From there, we remove the binding to the date. Let's call it date te. It will be of type date with the format without time. Here, make a binding to it and write in the code that we are referring to fluid date, which has date time. Specify that we want to make this field visible only for the creator. Let's save it. So how will this work? We have a date time value. Here we use code to calculate a value without time, just YMD. And we have this field bound to a field in the rows part. And this is where we see 1109. We've done a non-interval 1 now, and if we do an interval 1, the same thing will work for the interval 1 as well. That is, we say starting, okay, and we'll see everything starting at 20. Such conversions from C date time to no date time and vice versa can be done through hidden fields. Generally, hidden fields can be used not only in such a case, but also in other very different ones. For example, if you have some conditions, for example, there and here value 10, then we want some third field to put in the corresponding value, for example, true or false, and we get the necessary rows in the rows part. This can be done in the following way: you don't bind the fields directly to the rows part, you make a technical field, which you already bind to the rows part. And in the rows part the binding can also refer to the technical field. That is, the user may not see it. In it, you make a code to calculate necessary values for you and get the rows you need on the binding. The text in the tutorial describes how to make a month-to-month binding. You can practice on the months yourself. When we set the month here, and we have specific dates here, we need to select the month and see all that month's dates. Think about how you can do that. You can do it in several ways. Try at least through the interval pre-filters, starting and ending, which are described in the text for this video. That's it. Practice.